Hey guys, I'm in.
Hey Lou, yeah, just waiting on Bread. Um, I sent him the link.
Yeah,
Um,
if you want to get real attention, call him by his real name.
oh, I think yeah, he just came on now. Hey Bread,
There he is, Cedric.
Yeah.
yeah, sorry about that, man. I don't know what happened. Yeah, technical
What are you doing,
difficulty.
man? What are you doing? We pay you good money to engineer this show. I mean, top dollar, man.
Yeah,
That's why I'm doing engineering.
yeah, yeah, man. I don't blame it on Trump.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
I love that piano in the background though.
I'm, I'm,
Yeah, I am a musician.
So am I.
Yeah, oh, go ahead. All right, let's go, Lou. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Same
Yes.
same family. I'm more on the keyboard. The same family.
Same, yeah, percussion family. Same thing.
Yeah,
Same
yeah.
thing. Same thing. All right,
Mhm.
guys, let's go and get started. Hoping to used up a good chunk of our time tonight, so we gotta move a little fast to catch up.
Yeah.
So
12
welcome,
again.
welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome, Lou. Welcome everybody to the Bread and Hope Show. We are based here in. Are we live? Yes, we are live, and we are based here in Atlanta, Georgia, and we talk about sports primarily here in the state of Georgia. But wherever you are from, feel free to chime in and speak on it. Hope what you got.
yo, can you hear me, Bread?
Yeah, we got you. Come with
Okay.
it.
Yeah, I just want to thank all the listeners for bearing with us tonight. Of course, we had some technical difficulties, but we got it going. As always, thank you for checking in with the Bread and Hope Show. You can also check out our Facebook page, Bread and Hope Show Facebook group, and you can also visit our website, www.sportsandbrews.com, where we have live sports content as well as brew beer content. Also, want to give a big shout out to Lou. Lou's in the house.
Lou.
Uh, Lou's been supporting the Bread and Over show since we've started, so he'll be giving some good commentary tonight as well. So, without further ado, let's go and get
Just a
on into
reminder.
this.
They may be from Georgia, but I'm not. I'm from Jersey, but I'm here anyway.
There we
Yeah,
go.
for New Jersey.
Brandon Hovind Show is stretching up on the East Coast. We're square
Yes.
wide, y'all.
Yeah,
Yes.
worldwide.
Yes. Thanks to Lou, we're worldwide. So, so look, guys, let's get into it. And I heard an interesting topic. And we got a few teams here in Atlanta, a few sports clubs and all those kinds of things. And I got buddies, co-workers, and everybody from different places. Everybody's not from Atlanta. They're from different places in Georgia, just different places all over the world, really. And so, but they come to Atlanta and then they come down here to live and that kind of stuff. And so, interesting topic was about, do they bring their home teams with them? Do they carry two teams? Or, do they
Yeah.
end up rooting for, the home team here, which is Atlanta, I mean, especially if you've been living here at least 20 years. So if you got double digit years, then how does that work? And do you become fan, or does it really depends on the sport or how you came up, all that kind of stuff. I thought it was just an interesting topic. Lou, you want to
I've
chime
always
in on
found
that?
that myself. I
Yeah.
mean, you move, but I don't think you adopt the city's home team just because you move there. I never really thought that. You know, you go by where you were born and raised from. Just I mean, some people move because they don't have a choice because they have to transfer their job, but I don't think they transfer to another team over. If you do, you're nuts. You know, I mean, I lived in Connecticut for a year, but did I root for any of the New England teams? No.
what, what,
I stayed with New York, and of course, my Cowboys and stuff. I never transferred over to them or the Dead Sox or the Celtics. Excuse me. So you get the general idea. No
Hova,
matter
what you
where you
got?
go, you stay with your roots.
What you got on there, Hova? That, and I think that's interesting. What you got on there, Hova?
Yeah, I mean, I think, I mean, I have kind of the same sentiments as Lou. gotta stay with your roots on that, Brad. I mean, I don't know. Well, before I go further into my commentary, what you feel about it?
Nah, go ahead. Because we are not from Atlanta. All right, we are from Macon, Georgia, and we don't have any professional teams. Right.
Right.
I mean, so technically you're a free agent. You know, so you can root for anybody you want to work for. Actually, I mean, but Lou, Macon is only an hour and 20 minutes outside of Atlanta. So an hour and 20 minutes is like a suburb in a lot of places in America.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of like if you're an hour and a half outside of Chicago, you're from Chicago.
Right.
You know, you
see, because if you were rooting for another team, you know, because you're in another state, you know, that's another example of let's say screw the pooch.
Yeah. Hey.
Screw the pooch.
But I mean, look, and so, and I use myself as an example. As a kid, you don't know, so I'm not. I don't have a whole lot of influence. I guess everybody's Cowboy fans, but you know, but when you're young, you know, you just pick up on what you pick up on, unless you know your parents or your family kind of press upon you. Like, well, I grew up in a Jets family because my parents were Jets fans. You know, it happens a lot. But my parents, you know, I grew up, single parent household, and my mom wasn't a big football fan. So I was kind of free to kind of follow who I wanted to follow. And so when I was a kid, my first favorite team was actually the Los Angeles Rams. Because I like John Cappelletti. I thought John Cappelletti was just a really good running back. And so I followed the Rams for a very long time.
I was gonna say Vince Ferragamo, but okay.
No, he came here right before Vince Ferragamo. Pat Hayden was the quarterback.
Oh, you really going back?
Yeah, Pat Hayden. Yeah, Pat Hayden was ending his term as quarterback, and he was on the other side of his peak. So yeah. So for me, it was the Los Angeles Rams. It was the Los Angeles Lakers for basketball. It was
same here.
You know, that was just who I followed. Baseball. I mean, when I finally fell into baseball, I was a little bit older, maybe like 10 or something like that. And even with that, I was a Braves fan. So that was probably about like my first home team was the Braves. Sure. And we like sucked horribly. But we had Phil Niekro.
Pretty much.
So all we had was Phil Niekro.
Yeah. Is he still playing? No.
Let me check the roster. We can use him right now.
Yeah. But I mean, he's a dinosaur now, but still, I mean, because I think he was still playing last time I checked.
Yep. But look, I got coworkers from other places. Let's say I got a buddy who was a New Yorker, but he's been living here for 30 years, Giants fan. But he's just kind of like, hell, I've adopted the Falcons. And so, but when the Falcons aren't playing the Giants, and they're not playing each other, I'm a Falcons. I go to Falcons game, got season tickets, all that kind of stuff. But when the Giants come to town, he's a Giants fan. He roots for the Giants over the Falcons because that's how he came up. But since he's been living here and got a family, he's playing double duty. And so there's a lot of double duty people. And what I notice is with transplants, most of them the Braves.
Yeah.
Most of them are Braves fans because of Ted Turner, TBS back in the day. You could be anywhere in the United States for the most part, at least, I don't know, the Southeast, South, the Southwest, most places in the U.S. where you caught TBS, you except, you caught Braves games. And so people grew up with the Braves. And so they became Braves fans. So I think Braves would be number one. I think
they come back to like 82.
Say that again, Lou?
I didn't really start following the Braves until about 1981, 1982.
Okay.
When I first, around here, our cable systems are like, screwed up. Once upon a time back in the 80s, before anybody else all grouped together, they were spread out area by area. Some were able to get TBS games with the Braves, some were not. But I caught them out like my cousin's house because they got and down the shore. So this is the America's team, the Braves. Okay, I can check this guys out.
Yeah.
And I've been following the Braves since then, and more regularly since 1986 because that's when you finally got TBS. Like I get to see Braves games now. Thank God.
Yeah. Yeah. Lou proves my point 100%. 100% about that stuff. And that's for me is why the Braves are like number one in terms of folks, and that is why. And everybody else is like
and of course,
second
of course,
or third.
the best play-by-play man.
Oh yeah, man. So,
Skip Carey.
Excuse me, I got caught. But
and
yeah,
his famous call.
Skip. Yes. Skip.
As the most famous call.
Famous. Oh man. Sid Bream.
No, you guys are gonna hate me for this.
Sid. No.
He gone. He gone.
No.
Diane hates it when I do it. Diane hates it.
Oh my goodness! But look, what were you going? I'm sorry. What were you about to say about the Hova? My bad. Hova still here? Hova? Well, what I'll say a little bit further about it is, I think the number two team for us here in Atlanta is right now today it will be the Five Stripes, the Atlanta United. A lot of people like the Atlanta United that are not from here, from other places, and
right.
Yeah, and so they just love the United. They just love them. It's an international team, so it's a strong number two behind the Braves.
You're getting more support for your soccer team than you did with the Atlanta Thrashers. I don't know why you didn't support the Thrashers.
I mean, they could never really. I mean, it was ownership. They could never really pick up the right fan base. Nobody really, the owners never really committed into facilities and all those types of things. And so
obviously not.
Yeah, and they just, we had the Flames, we had the Thrashers, and now they're trying to get a third team in here right now. And so they're trying to. Yeah, and so they're trying to build a facility.
But here's the thing: if hockey can succeed in a climate like Los Angeles, San Jose, and Tampa, and Miami,
right?
Why can't it succeed in Atlanta?
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. And so
why can't they succeed here? It's preposterous.
They cannot stay. They cannot stay here. I mean, they don't keep them here. Yeah. I mean, they come and go. They come and go. So I don't know. I think they want to just do like the Braves and kind of move closer to where they think they'll get an easier for a hockey crowd, where it'd be easier to get to games.
Do a better job.
Yeah, I think they're going to move to like. They were talking about if they're going to get a team, they're going to build a facility up in North Georgia somewhere. I forget what county, Forsyth or somewhere. They're trying to got money to build a facility.
The Hawks do a better job.
Yeah. Now that's the other team. I think people from other places become Hawks fans. People hate the Falcons, but they and that's the only thing. People from other places, they hate. If they from other places, they hate the Falcons. It's very few people that I know that are from other places that say, with my team, I'm a Falcon. It's a few people, but not a lot of people say, I'm a Falcons fan, and I split my time with other teams.
They even made the Super Bowl, of course, until a certain team cheated its way to win that Super Bowl.
You say it again, Lou. Say it. They cheated. Yeah. We know they did.
Excuse me, I gotta go deflate some footballs here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
You know they did, Lou. Tell the truth.
Your help.
Tell the truth.
Tell me, see, we're getting our asses kicked right now. Can you help deflate the footballs from the Falcon? Yeah, sure. Yeah.
They did.
On deflate football coming up.
Yes. So that's my two little things. So Ron Washington, just the FYI, Ron Washington. I don't know how he's doing now, but I know over the weekend, He was taking leave for health related issues, so we hope he's doing fine and recover. Ron Washington, coach of the Anaheim of the Angels, and
Yes.
And he used to be the long time third base coach for the Atlanta Braves, and so we really miss Ron Washington here. I think that when he left, we lost a lot for the Braves when he left.
Remember the name.
We really miss him.
When you mentioned who it was, now I remember who it is.
Yeah. We really miss him a lot. So we wish him the best luck and a speedy recovery in what's going on here. Next thing, guys, is John Bones Jones. He is retiring, so he basically vacated his belt, and they're moving on. They just assign whoever, so they assign the belt and they keep it moving. And so a lot of people feel some kind of way about that, Luke. Huh?
UFC fighter, right?
Yes, sir. John Bones Jones, one of the best to ever do it. But he's a controversial fighter because he's been popped on.
Controversial. UFC. Controversial.
Well, the illegal drugs was his thing.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
right.
It was the illegal. I'm sorry, performance enhancing drugs.
We call PED.
Right, there you go. Performance enhancing drugs. PED, the PEDs. So, but outside of that, look, special alert. Hold on, guys. Special alert. Derek Queen, a center out of Maryland, has just been drafted by the Atlanta Hawks. So it was rumored that this guy was on the board. I'm just happy that Atlanta's going to get another big man. I see it at Atlanta. The Hawks are getting big this year. We just picked up Porzingis last night.
There it is.
Yep. Derek Queen, he's a big guy.
Freshman in the modern draft since 1966.
Yeah. First Maryland freshman. Yeah. First round. Yeah, man. So this
kind of Cooper Gag, and
he's a tall guy. And so
Lucas got their fix too.
Yeah. So I mean Okwangu, he's not going anywhere. He's going to be the 4. Porzingis is there for some depth. This guy is a 7-footer right here, or he's a 7-footer.
Porzingis is injured though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 6'9", 6'10". He's basically a 10-foot, 6'10" guy. I mean, you're 6'10" and your 7-footers is, the difference between the two is an afro. So,
well, actually, one's a human, one's a giraffe. So,
so this guy, he can move, he can play. So I like him. He can shoot. So this is good stuff for the Hawks. Hawks got some big men. Pro trade to New Orleans. No, we're not doing that. Pro trade to New Orleans for what? For who? No. Any rate, we got big men. We got to get bigger. If you're a Hawks fan, you got to get bigger. And that's showing your commitment to get bigger. Getting this guy from Maryland, 6'10" guy. Got Porzingis, a 7-footer. Okwangu, he's not going anywhere. Got Gay that's on the bench. We got some depth in terms of big men. You got Zach Ricochet, the rookie from last year, which came in second place. It's rookie of the year. And so people were questioning the pick, with Hawks, and saying that, hey, this has got to be the worst draft in years. But I don't know. I mean, when your number one pick is kind of like runner up for rookie of the year, that's not too shabby based on everybody else who was there. So I think the Hawks, what's his name? Jalen Johnson, once he gets healthy. And the thing about it is a healthy Hawks team in a wide open East is a good thing. I think the competitiveness is about who stays healthy, Luke. And so if
Gotta stay
teams
healthy.
stay healthy,
If
you
your
got to
team isn't
stay healthy.
healthy, you're not gonna go far.
Right. You know, so
You're not gonna win. You're not gonna win if your team was a train wreck.
You can't do it. You can't win if you're on the bench.
No.
Can't win when you're on the bench. So that's what's going on there. So congratulations to the
That's
Hawks
what you were a mass unit. Yeah.
with a great pick. I thought that was a really good pick for the Hawks. Maria Taylor. You remember Maria Taylor, Lou?
I think I do.
Yep, she used to. She started a long time. She was on ESPN and commentated on ESPN. She was on Game Day years ago.
Yes.
Tall lady. She went to Georgia. I think she played volleyball and basketball for Georgia back in the day. And she's from Tennessee. But at any rate,
yeah. But my favorite was fired a year ago.
Lou.
Yeah. My favorite kind was fired a year ago from the NFL Countdown Show.
That was that name, man.
Samantha.
Oh, Ponder.
Yeah, Samantha. Sam Ponder. Yes.
Sam Ponder. Yeah. There were some situations going on there, so I'm kind of not surprised. But
yeah, I know, but unfair.
She was good though. Yeah, she was good though. She was
a pleasure to wake up every Sunday morning. She was a pleasure to wake up to.
Yeah, she's pretty good. But Maria Taylor was named NBC's lead NBA and WNBA studio host. The lead.
Oh yeah, I forgot they're in WNBA as well. That's right.
Yes, Lou. Yes.
Oh yeah, they snatched that from CBS.
Yep.
Nice.
And so everybody's kind of reworking their thing. What's up, Hover? Where are you?
I was just making sure you can hear me.
Just one question.
Yeah, man.
We can hear you now.
I'm having a technical problem, but I'm glad you guys can hear me.
Yeah, we
One question though, Brad.
Yep.
What do you think about the Round Rock theme? Because the other networks have been using that because Fox used it for college basketball coverage. So what are you going to do about that now?
With the theme?
We got a big problem here.
I don't. What? But NBA back? They're going to use the old thing.
Yeah, but Fox.
That's classic now, Lou. I mean, they can use a new.
I know, but Fox has it now.
Fox has that old NBA thing. Really?
Fox has for their college basketball coverage, so we got a problem here.
Oh well, yeah, it had a basketball coverage. Yeah.
Now, if you want
the college, they got to. Well,
if you want a really good theme, I know it's going back a ways, and you probably remember, but the 81 to 85 CBS theme for the NFL today. You probably remember it, but it was a good theme.
I do. Yeah, it was good. I remember. Yeah. Vaguely, but it was
effective for Sunday football. Nothing will. The NFL thing for Fox sucks.
Oh man, I mean, Fox is just so bad. And look, man, and they're trying to get college football. And the thing about Fox is, they call it the Big or the Big Ten or something. The Big Ten, something. I don't know, but. Look, man, 12 o'clock football. I mean, if I ain't got nothing else to do, I sit back and watch it. But if I'm trying to go to a noon game, I'm not trying to go to a noon game. I'm just not. I ain't doing that. I ain't going to a game before and the 3:30 games bother me. As a Georgia fan, we were full of 3:30 games. 3:30 and afternoon games, and we rarely had night games. This year, we finally got some night games coming to Athens, which I'm happy about. It is a great thing. We usually win those games.
Okay, I wasn't sure you felt about that.
And we have.
I think a night game like that because the 3:30 games. Well, there is a bit of a small problem with that because it interferes with my program.
Yeah. Well, this is true. This is true. But the thing about we like the night games here. We just don't get many of them. And so that's been and the thing about the noon games is Georgia fans are late, man. Nobody's never on time for the noon games. Nobody's ready. Folks still out there tailgate trying to eat and drink, and they never make it there until like the third quarter. So it's like
it could be worse. You go to the West Coast because the West Coast they would start at 9 o'clock in the morning. So think about that too.
Oh, guys, man, it's so weird watching football in the mornings. That's why when you watch the games overseas on Sunday mornings, it's just so weird to see. So I don't know.
7 a.m. kickoff time. Okay.
Yeah, right. I don't know about that, though. I'm just kind of. I feel some kind of way about that. I feel some kind of way. Hova?
Yeah.
Where's Hova? Hova.
Yo, I'm here.
Man, get your finger out your nose, man. What you think about this thing, man? What do you?
I'm traveling home, man. Trying to get.
Okay.
sorry, man. It's been one of those crazy days.
Oh man, I feel you, man. So look, man. What do you think about KD going to the Rockets?
I think it's a good move for the Rockets. I don't know, KD. Can he stay healthy? That's the problem.
He's not going there to win. He's just going there to just get paid and just, fill up the stat book. That's about what you think about that. What's say? Go ahead, Hope. What you got?
Yeah, I mean, KD gonna give you the stat sheet, but he just can't stay on the court. And I don't, and personally, I don't think he has the drive anymore. I think it's now just like you said, collecting checks. And take a look some of the stat sheet. That's about it.
Yeah, and I think that, but I think and I think he doesn't have the drive, but I think that's why he went to Houston, because he's going to a good team. Houston is a highly competitive squad, and he ain't got to do much. He can go out there and score. He come out. He can be a six man. I don't know, but I mean, he can contribute, but he don't have to be the man in Houston. And so, with him getting paid,
gonna get from him, though.
I don't think he's. I mean, and so he just want these young bucks carrying him, and that's it. They carry him to the promised land, and it's a wrap. What you think about that?
What Lou think about it?
Yeah, I mean, he's not as young as he used to be, and he's not as fast. But they did say that maybe KD might be the piece to give the Rockets a championship. Of course, they've won 2 before, so only the first. But it's kind of a tough call. Of course, if he would have had there last year, maybe the Rockets would have got the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, good point.
Because they choked against the Warriors. Point. So maybe they're going to use it. Maybe they're going to use his offense. I mean, personally, I think he should stay with the Nets, but that's another story.
Yeah. I thought he'd stay with Golden State. He should never left. My opinion.
That's true.
I think he just should. You want to be carried, he should just stay there. I don't know what he's thinking about, but I don't know. KD is he's a different kind of cat. Different dude, man. So look, Trey has got another year up on the contract, and these kinds of things, and so Trey Young, you think Trey's going to eventually get traded?
No. I mean, he's done wonders for Atlanta, so I don't think so.
What you think, Hope? Hope, you think Trey's going to get traded or what? Or he's just going to leave? I don't know.
Get traded.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, I wouldn't trade him. They're saying things about him, and and Trey has really grown to be a leader on this team. Okay, I think Trey is every bit as good, if not better, than Halliburton. I'm serious. I'm serious with that. I'm not trying to I'm not trying to be a homer, and I think that when you saw Trey, and when Trey was on stage, the only thing that stopped Trey was kind of like Halliburton was Trey got injured. If Trey didn't get injured, the Hawks were going to beat Milwaukee. There's no doubt about that because Giannis was out. And so with that going on, they ran out of juice. They were one game away from making it and didn't make it. So and Trey's a much better player now than he was then. I don't think that Trey has had enough superstars around him or a superstar around him to really help propel this team to where they got to go to get better. They're in a perpetual purgatory because they don't know how to build a team in Atlanta. I think that's the big. Now you got Jalen Johnson and some other pieces, but they were hurt. Jalen Johnson was out, and he was arguably just as good as Trey. I mean, or trending up in that direction, and he got hurt. He can't do anything for you if he can't stay healthy. So I'm thinking Jalen Johnson is just, hopefully if he stays healthy, you got Zachary Ricochet, the Rooks coming back. You got a pretty good draft pick, Porzingis. If this group of guys right here, Lou, stay healthy, I think it's wide open. If they stay healthy, because Halliburton's out all next year. He gone. He gone. Giannis, who knows where he's going to be. He can go back to Milwaukee, but they're not going to do much. Jason Tatum's gone. They still got Jaylen Brown, though. But there's no guarantee that he's going to stick around. Rumor mill is that Boston may try to rebuild this thing. So I don't know. So there's a lot of things going on in basketball. I think Orlando is very strong. So I think there's a lot of things going on there. So I think Trey stays. It's a lot of people here in Atlanta. It's not a lot of people. It's a civil war here in Atlanta about Trae Young. Some people like him, some people don't. And so it's just kind of like, So, but I think you keep Trae Young, you make him happy, you build his team, and you get better around the guy. You just got to give him. I think he leads the league in assists with this group of vagabonds we got, and that's not easy to do. And so you put more talent around him to stay healthy. I think the Hawks will be fine. They'll be contenders. They'll be right up there with the Knicks.
Hey, listen, with Boston with their top players, and and this, I think maybe the Knicks do have a legitimate chance next year to be contenders.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that with the soap opera that's going on, and you got different teams up there every year, so it's somebody else's turn. So they choke against the doggone Pacers, they'd be in the championship. I mean, they were going to lose to OKC anyway, but
that's what I thought too.
But why are we talking about OKC? Congratulations to the champs, Oklahoma City Thunder. Congratulations to those guys; they deserve it. I like it when a fresh team wins their first one.
Went down. I knew it was gonna be it.
Yeah. I mean, that was, you hate it because Halliburton was hot. And he's like, okay, OKC is in trouble. This guy's on tonight. It's going to be a problem. And if it was close, and it was close until he got hurt, but if it's close, Indiana has a fighter's chance, got a puncher's chance to win this thing. It was non-contact. Everybody saw what it was. He came off that leg and that calf. Like, oh my God, man, that does not look good. So you hate it, but the thing that you got to like about Shai Alexander is he's a good guy. He's a good person, good athlete.
Yes.
He was one of the first people to go over there to check on him, forget the basketball in the middle of the game to check on this man and see if he's okay. He didn't have to do that. And then after it was over, the picture surfaced to where he went to the locker room. He went to the Pacers locker room to check on this man. They say, hey, hate it. How you doing? This, that, and the other. Try to comfort a man and all that. And look, it's a brotherhood. It's still a brotherhood. And sportsmanship is still alive. So this guy, he's an easy guy to be a fan of. Got good game. Hova made a real good I don't know if Hova's still listening, but if he made a real good point the other week, and he said SGA reminds me of Isaiah Thomas.
Which one?
No, the Isaiah Thomas.
Okay.
The Isaiah Thomas.
The original Isaiah Thomas.
The original.
Okay.
And I thought about it, and I looked at his game. I said, "You're right. You were so right. He's taller than Isaiah, and they got a different build.
Yeah.
But his game is just like, I mean, you watch the game. The game is almost identical, other than SGA got more hops than Isaiah. He got more hops.
Mm-hmm.
I think Isaiah Thomas got more in his bag in terms of handles, but they basically the same player in how they play the game and how they approach the game. It's how they approach the game and how they play. It's almost uncanny in how they can find and weasel their way inside the paint and create shots, man. It is incredible. I ain't seen anybody like that since Isaiah.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I mean, he's definitely he's that's what he reminds me. He's the ultimate team player.
He is. He get his anytime he wants. You know, he knows it. But it's all about the team and everybody else. And then they got some young gunners too.
You know,
So,
and one thing about that OKC team is, and a lot of people not really saying a whole lot about it, but Alex Caruso,
yeah,
he played a major part, man, in getting them, to the point of believing that they can win it. You know what I'm saying? Because he's got a ring.
Yeah.
So that helps.
Yeah. He got 2 rings, 2 different teams.
He was kind of like Pascal Siakam was to Siakam to Indiana. He was the same.
Yeah.
Where he had a championship.
Yeah. You got championship pedigree on your squad. I think that's so important.
It is.
Because when your team needs a boost, they know what it takes to get there. And then, when you feel the body language kind of go down with the team, like, nope, this is a critical time. And so, he's that hustle man that comes through, keeps them in the game, keeps them awake. Siakam's the same way. You're right, man. That's an excellent example of those guys in their games, man. That's excellent example. So, congratulations to OKC Thunder, man. It's their first. Well, I think Seattle's like it. Seattle probably don't feel too good about it. They're probably sitting over there kicking rocks as we speak. But it is what it is, man. So, but congratulations to those guys, and congratulations to the Pacers for giving us a real good series. They, who knows what would have happened if Halliburton didn't get that injury. So they were really game, man. They made a lot of key shots during the tournament, during the playoffs. And they really played a game, New York squad. They had to beat them. I mean, so that wasn't easy to do. Nobody expected Indiana Pacers to be in the championship. Nobody. Unless you're a Pacers fan. And I don't know any Pacers fans. So. But everybody else, I know we didn't see that. We didn't see that happening. So congratulations. No. And that's why, I mean, with them number 4 or 5 seed, something like that.
Yeah.
To be a 4 or 5 seed, to make it to a championship game and to push OKC, which is pretty much, I think, the number 1, number 2 seeded team in the entire tournament, and to push them to 7 games. That's saying a whole lot, and to be a true contender, not somebody just there to take up space. And so you got to give them some credit. I hate it for them in terms of that injury, but I hope that they draft well and pick up some key people. But you just can't, you just can't, replace a Halliburton overnight.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you can't do that. I don't see how the Hawks look past this 7'2" Yang Hansen out of China. Yeah, he's pretty big and athletic. How does that happen, man? Leave it to the Hawks. Anyway, I digress. Proposed trade to New Orleans. Wait, what happened? Oh man, I just missed that. Hawks had there's a proposed trade with New Orleans for somebody. I got to look that up with the Hawks, man. So Hawks just drafted a guy, this big guy from Maryland, and I see proposed trade. So I got to look that up, guys. See what's going on with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so much drama. Tyler Perry should make a move over this stuff, man. There's so much stuff going on with with this draft, man. There's so many things happening. You can't keep up with it. You really can't.
No.
So quick question, guys. I'm going back to the draft. We're gonna stick with the draft for a minute. What do you think about what do you think about Cooper Flag? How do you think he's gonna perform with Dallas?
Well, I think Cooper Flag was a lot of hype, but
yeah,
you know,
most of the top picks are hype. You know, you gotta prove it. And I mean, you made the draft. Now let's see what you got on the court. You gotta find a way to prove it to yourself and the fans how good you really are. I mean, not everybody's gonna be a Michael Jordan or a Patrick Ewing and whatnot. You know, came out of the draft top, and you know, but those are just rare exceptions.
right?
But we'll have to see how he does. You know, and that's remember he only played 1 year. I mean, the problem is that they come out 1 year and thinking, oh, I'm going to be the face of the NBA. I'm going to take it to stardom. But then in reality, you know, it turned out maybe you should have stayed in school at least another year. They rush. They seem to get rushed too early to go from college to pro. They think, well, I got an opportunity here. It's not going to wait for me, so I better go now. When you realize, though, that, you know, you're not fully developed yet anyway. So, you know, I think going from freshman year to the NBA draft has always been a big mistake.
Yeah,
I always
agree.
thought you should get at least 2 or 3 years before, you know, because then to see how good you are. Because most of the freshmen that come out and go for the NBA, they think they're ready physically, maybe, but mentally, no.
Yeah, I agree with that, Lou.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, Lou. I was just talking to my wife about that today. That, you know, you said, well, what's the, you know, football, you know, in the draft is different than basketball. Yeah, it's really different. And she said, oh, that's what she was talking about, the women. That's what she's talking about. Talking about the women's game. But she's into the women, she's into the WNBA and all that stuff. So she's like, well, you know, I know all these players, and you know, they at least look familiar in WNBA. We don't know any of these guys, you know. I said, well, me neither. I watch it, you know. And so, and it's like, and the thing is, like, look, that's like, hey, the women play 4 years, and you get a chance to grow with them for 4 years on a collegiate level. And it's just like the good old days of men's basketball, where there used to be a time where you have at least 2-3 years, sometimes 4 years to grow with players in the men's game. And so by the time they got to the pros, I mean, there was a relationship, and you kind of, I mean, it was something. The top, you know, the first round of basketball draft, even sometimes going to the second round, was the thing. It's okay, it's a thing. You know, you want to see what happens. It wasn't just about the guy who went number one because you watched it all the way, you know, year long. But now basketball is so messed up. I mean, most of the players in the draft are from other places or other countries. But the thing about it, it's not just that. It's just that you don't see other countries play on the regular. We don't see it. We see more Big Three games than we see overseas. The only time you see games, I'm talking about leagues overseas. They're leagues, not just teams, but leagues. China has the lead. Africa has the lead. Everybody's got a lead. And so we don't get a chance to see that type of play in America on a regular. And so, on the time you see just highlights, and these guys that come in around draft time, and boom, they're gone again. Everybody go back to your corners. And so that's a big problem, and they're not visible. AAU has killed the game a lot. I think that players overseas, they have really done a good job in not skipping the fundamentals. AAU skips the fundamentals. Anybody that can jump high or could shoot a three, that's who we rolling with. So the old thing about guys being cerebral about the game, AAU don't focus on that. And so you got one and done players coming to the league, and then most of them go to the G League. Thank God for the G League. Thank goodness for the G League. I watch more G League and summer league than I do college on the regular. Only time I watch college is during the tournament, because we got brackets going on. But Lou, going back to what Lou said, I like the idea. I think what would entice players, again, I think we have to tweak the NIL deal. And the NIL just can't be just for football, but you got to flip some of that stuff for basketball too. Yes. And so with that's added incentive. If you say, okay, we want college players to be here 2-3 years, whatever the time is. And based on that, if you stay longer, you get a chance to earn more money than you would unless, you were a top 3 pick in the draft. Otherwise, most of you guys ain't going to be top 3 picks. So you might as well come on back, make this money. You make a lot more money in college than you would in the G League. That's got to be the pitch to get guys to stay. Yes. An incentive for these guys to stay in basketball and improve the game of basketball so they can hone in on their skills. Number 2, so you can help market the game so people know who you are. And number 3, we get to the ground. Everybody knows who you are. And number 3 is by the time you get to the league, you're a more seasoned player. You've honed in on more of your skills and you have grown into your adult athletic body a lot more on that level, other than waiting until, you get to the league. Well, all right, I'm here, show me everything. It's just kind of like people want a promotion at a job, right? You want a promotion before you earn it. So like, I want to be a manager without doing the work that it takes to be a manager. No, I just want to tell people what to do. No, that's not what management is. That's not what being a leader is. And so, but a lot of young folk are very entitled, and it's an entitled thing. And so it's a whole thing, man. And so I don't want to go down a rabbit hole, guys, but I'm with Lou on this 100%. I think that college basketball men's game, they got to tweak this thing. That's the only way they're going to save the game of basketball. Basketball is hurting. They are hemorrhaging bad. If you don't, and if folks don't believe that, wait until Thanksgiving, Christmas. Wait till Christmas time when they're going to try to promote these games. You're going to try to, and guess what? They're going to use old stuff to try to promote LeBron James on, with one cane. LeBron James, Steph Curry, KD in Houston, blah, blah, blah. Same old stuff. They got to move on. They need new people. So
yes,
you're gonna have to market Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. You're gonna have to market some of your young guns down in Houston, other than KD. You're gonna have to market, Ant-Man and some of his folks. You're gonna have to market Brunson a little bit more. You're gonna have to market Trae Young. You got to market the stars that you do have and keep Stephen A. up out the business. He is part of the cancer in the game of basketball. He's the cancer. He's it.
I gotta agree with that.
He's it.
Why do you think LeBron and him don't like each other?
Yeah, right. Oh man. I mean, if LeBron could really put hands on him without suffering the monetary repercussion, he would. But
yeah.
So yeah, man. But look, he is the problem. He just gets sound bites, and he goes with sound bites. That's what he does.
Yeah, that's what he does. Yeah,
that's what he does. He doesn't do any in-depth homework on anything.
Yeah, what gets me his commentary, it's like, I don't know. I watched a little bit of it during the NBA finals. It just seemed like that's his style. He always come off as this angry guy, just.
Yeah.
his delivery, it just seemed like he just mad. But hey, people like it.
I mean, shock jock. I mean, Colin Coward and all these other shock jocks that are out there do the same stuff. Mad Dog. I mean, all
Yeah.
these guys kind of on the
That's
same.
from my area too.
Yeah, on the same. Yeah, on the same thing. And so, and he gets paid very handsomely for it. So,
Mad Dog.
so
Story.
yeah, I don't. I'm not good with that. But at any rate, guys, we're gonna go ahead and wind it on down, guys. And just real quick, and we're gonna talk about it some more. Bread and Hover Show. Plans are we're gonna be at Falcons camp next month. We're gonna try and broadcast live from Falcons camp practice camp in a couple of weeks. So stay tuned. Really looking forward to that.
Yep.
And so we're gonna try and get it done for everybody. Brandon Hope Show, we're gonna try and take it another level, y'all. So, so with that, Lou, take us home, brother.
Okay, well, just don't forget me though. All right.
Oh, we got you.
We got
All right. Well, Indiana Sports Show, of course, Saturday, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Number 512-543-4662. It's a big week again in the sports world. We'll wrap up the NBA championship. We'll also cover the NBA draft. We'll have some NHL news as well as we count our way down towards the free agent frenzy. MLB, WNBA, college NFL football, if any news comes available. NBA, yeah, of course, we'll cover the Game 7, which we didn't think was going to happen, but we'll talk the Game 7 of the NBA Finals, which was a doozy for the most part. And, of course, we also have your thoughts and comments this week in sports history, this day in sports history, excuse me. The feel-good story of the week, the ridiculous story of the week. It's also that time of the month where we have the best and worst of June. And it's a special show because it's my anniversary Saturday. It marks 12 years I first ventured into the podcasting world. No joke.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
Congratulations.
Well, the way I see it, I have 3 anniversaries when it comes to this. One, when I first started, on the local side with my friend Eric, who sadly passed away back in 2020. Then March of 2016, when I was approached by a woman named Betty Cantley and introduced me to the national podcasting side. So I thank her for that, and Kevin as well.
Nice.
And when I first took over the show, January 28th, actually, I think it was December of 2017 when I first took over. So anniversary of that. But Saturday is the anniversary of when I first came in the podcasting world. And yet, I don't know how anybody can still stand me. I'm still here.
Yes. Yes, sir. Excellent. Glad to have you, Lou, and appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, I'm here for 9.
Well, good. So try my best to tune in. I don't have a gig on Saturday, no practice on Saturday. So I look forward to tuning in to the show on Saturday. Check you out, man.
512-543-4662, 4 to 6 p.m. That's Eastern time. So we shouldn't have any problems with with the Central and whatever else, because some people get confused with that. But we're in the same time zone, so you shouldn't have any problem with that.
Awesome.
Sounds
good, Lou. Appreciate it, brother.
All right, man. Thanks a lot.
All right, catch you.
All right, Lou.
Good night.
Oh, but stay out of the Matrix, though.
Yeah, talk to him, Lou. Talk to him. All right. We want to thank everybody for joining the Bread and Hover Show. And until next time, speak on it.
Speak on it.
All right.
All right.